The red-haired man was surprised. This is true, don't fool me. The school responded respectfully. In the heart of the school, CA is omniscient, know how to do. The other old man heard that and happily replied, okay, knowing that repentance is a good thing. Of course, we believe in CA. Try to get up quickly and speak. You practice him. Location of the host. The future of our family is already decided. The old men of Kier decided and decided. Better than people. There is a sense of solidarity towards the old people. Of course, we have no opinion. It's true. People celebrate with the owner. People, after being punished, see a hit to the left. Quickly perform this ceremony with a tragic appearance. Congratulations to the owner. The lack of a master will make our home more glorious. The school is pleased to hear that. CA school will definitely not humiliate the mission. I quickly walked to the back of the school. It's beautiful. Then he asked me seriously, but there is something to ask you. Everyone left in turn. There are only two fathers left. CA and Lam Thien stood there. The Lord turned to you and asked, the school is the decision you made today. Has it been well thought out? The school said, yes, Father. Maybe it has something to do with 13. You have my intention too. I raised my face and asked Father. My father was also for that year, but in the heart with them, 13 families. Is it right to take them back? Except to comfort them, so that the favorable people get the position of the future owner. I actually want to make it up to them. Try. When I hear that, I praise you on the shoulder. Very good way of thinking. Then he quickly comforted me. But the one who accepted it was me. This responsibility does not need to be borne by you alone. Although the future 13 urged to ask VI minor, lost some eyes and nose, I won't let them do anything to you. Try to look at me and ask. They also have to say it again. Your mood is much more stable now than before. CA school saw that and laughed. I want to ask the ghost in my heart. Suddenly, the school looked at him and asked, about this, I don't know if you've ever heard of ghosts. Then his eyes flashed color. Purple soon after. A continuous stream of black and purple smoke emanating from his body, emitting around. Try to see such a scene. The face immediately changes. I saw that at the tip of his finger there was light. Suddenly, there's a transparent wall. Prevent the smoke from emitting. It turned out that Lin Thien was quickly deployed. Boundary. The cube stops the entire clear black smoke stream. To see the scene, the smoke is all ferocious monsters. You immediately wonder, this is the magic that the spirit is born of. CA school gave Te-Ra, explained, that's right, Father. According to the strength of my practice VI, you can control it now. He looked sadly at me and asked, that's why before, your mind is guided by ghosts. Right? CA school clenched hands. That's right. But now, magic won't affect us much anymore. On the contrary, thanks to its existence, it's about cultivating our spirit and our will. Try to close your eyes and relax. It's been hard for you for so many years. If you are no longer guided by the spirit of love, like a stone in my heart, you can also put it down. He turned slowly and walked away and told the detector to leave. Days and months later, you have to be more careful with the right. The school quickly bowed its head and thanked him. Listen to your father. Then he raised his head and watched Lin Thien slowly leave. Finally, I quickly left there to think. Previously I reminded, after all, the CA school has done bad things. Even his own father did not dare to believe him. But there is a mind that exists. Everything that's happened before can fall on you. He came back later. And suddenly, the school information board of CA came out. I'm still thinking. My consciousness has only recently awakened. But the so-called ghost mind, it's true that there is mental manipulation. The school asked the system, when do we end up not coming? But the system is silent, it doesn't say a word. No response received. CA School grimaced, asked another question. So, does our phantom scourge later exist? This time, the system responded quickly. Spiritism in the host's ghost has been solved. When the system starts, the system quickly disappears. CA sighed and thought. System, is the system actually not? The answer is also an answer. And then I thought, but if we do this, we'll feel better. Just the next life. It is completely ours to hold. I quickly walked into your room, then immediately closed the door. If the owner, the future of the family has passed some time, there's something else in front of you. CA School took out an heirloom that called out the name. Deem. Immediately, the jade rose and became a human figure. When I saw you, I quickly greeted you. I told you I want you to help me. I laughed, but before that, I will help you rebuild your body. That's what surprised Deem. She said, recreating the body. The actor quickly fell asleep. I thought at that time we were feeding the eucalyptus. It's just a wavering thought that wants to reward you. I can't believe the difference between yin and yang. It can be done now, SAO. When I saw that she was afraid of the CA School, I asked her why she didn't want to. The doctor immediately replied no. Not. It's just that you've never helped a man. I just don't understand why the good guy. With me like that. Don't worry about the school. Of course, we do that for a purpose. Don T thinks so much, and quickly took out a flower. And then you give it to me. I can take it with a red face. Suddenly, under her feet appeared a battle. CA immediately pulled out 3 more medicinal plants. He gave Tay a skill that screamed loudly. The medicinal plants quickly linked together, flying around the Deem. This makes you very surprised. From the side of the boundary came a bright light. To get your attention. A heart suddenly pounding, as if they had just been given life. The red glow, emitting strongly from the CA's schoolroom. From inside the room, a strange puff of smoke accompanied by a diminishing light. He looked ahead with satisfied eyes. It is so beautiful to walk on your own. This makes you happy to exclaim my body. CA School closer to hand raised chin Deem muscle. I look at you with a happy face. Tell me it's not bad. This makes her face red. Right after that, I sat down to celebrate with the school. The Prince's Grace. What do you want your body to die from? CA School quickly assigned her task. Where the land of fairies. Help me see if there's anything special about it. Nothing to do with me at any time. If you hear that, you wonder about the land of the fairies. CA School took out a charm on the hand that explained. This is a cross-section charm. If you meet a strong opponent, borrow it as a shield. Without hesitation. I look at you. Your safety is what I care about. The red-faced man called again. Then you seriously said, I know. Please rest assured. I will definitely do well. Right in front of the gates of death. This is a sign. Has a great talent for knitting medicine. Then there were 3 passengers flying in. A voice called out, missing the school owner trying to come out. It turns out that the CA School. With you are 2. Lam Du Han and CA Bar. When I saw the man in front of me, I was excited. It is not the tiger that the prince said. When I came from a distance, I could smell the medicine. Come closer, see the door. Guess the word above, again implying that there is such a strong cant. The CA school spoke up. Now, even though it is not immortal like the eternal Ra. But monastic resources are not small. With your nature, if you practice here, the future is certainly unlimited. I silently ponder. Dandyism was once famous in one direction, because of one incident which led to the fact that in the month of Ba, the 8th, without those old elders, must have been kicked out of play soon. In the cardboard already, Ka looked at Lam Lu Han and thought, I now bring them a gifted disciple. Extreme top as Korean receiver as an investment. When they use Korean, of course I will thank my Lord. And I later just lie there, waiting for Lam Lu Han to bring the air transportation point. In my free time, I have a few more points to bully people. Finished the plan, you are content to live. The great trader's life is dry con tasteless. Then an old man rushed over. Yell, you lack the intention to come to me personally. It's not welcome from a distance. Looking for a generous owner? CA School immediately politely replied to the fire elder. You're welcome. CA School came to visit today because of a small thing. Suddenly, the fire elder's eyes widened. Look ahead. Then he asked what the school owner said. It's about the lady next to you. The school quickly explained. It's because we brought it up from below. At that time, we saw that Han had the gift of dandyism in DTO. I think there is a shortage of people right now. So bring the Korean receiver here. When he heard that, the fire elder came close to him, laughing at the lack of a boss. Or give this lady to the old man. He quickly ran to the forest. But say the words, sweet flowers, girl, if you can worship the old man as a monk. The old man would accept it all. If you see that, call the school. And you calmly say, we don't need to decide so early. Even though SAO is the elder of Dantong's death, not least you can choose. Then, CA School turned to the fire chain. The elder asked, you said no, fire chief. Now you only care about the hum. Don't notice anything. Suddenly, there was a group of elders, quickly run to shout. I heard that the owner of it's a good seed for us. The owner of the house has a heart. I am extremely grateful for the death of Lin Dan. When he saw that, the fire elder said angrily, these old people's knitting skills have not increased. The ability to relax is very strong. They came after seeing the forest. Then everyone's eyes lit up. But the devil is not only one. This makes SAO truly a superior seed. They surround you excitedly. This little girl, it's probably not the god of knitting. Turn it into that. This endowment, it's been 100,000 years. If there is this head here, the feeling of the magic this time, we will definitely sweep it all. He raised his eyebrows. CA bar in the back. I looked at the Han without letting go. Suddenly, she held her hand tightly. The elders are still fighting. Lam Lu Han chastised CA missing owner. Give this girl to the old man. Not more than 25. The old man will turn her into a monk. Famous quadrangle. Make a box. You only need 18 years if you want to be a teacher. What fire do you want? Choose the path without fire. In this world, you can compare with the old man. The rest of us didn't give up either. To exhort the old, you go according to what you want. Give it to me. It only took me 16 years to make it. I only need 14 years. I only need 12 years. But when I saw such a scene, I was worried. Stand close to the man who calls you. Suddenly, a beautiful woman appeared. Turns out, you're a dead man. Research master tone. Either you say it, or give it to me. 15 can make her a master monk. After the research landed on the ground, the elders of Kier then performed the apostolic ceremony. The young man turned to the CA school and said, "The school lacks a willing owner. Then bring a girl with a gift like this to me." "That's right, I've solved the immediate concern of my tribe." CA school heard that, then replied seniors joked, "It's just to borrow the Buddha." Then the researcher throws out a card command and explains, "This is the order of death. It can be arbitrary, master of our tribe, catering for the school CA lack owner. Even if it's a hierarchical elder, the teacher can also tell them to act." One time, the fire chief saw your actions and said, "These owners are not suitable." The young man replied, "Thank you. Of course, it should be in this order. Just consider it a gift to play." CA school took the card and politely said that respect is not equal to obedience. Then he gave the handout to introduce to her Korean, "The owner of this book. You will be your master, so practice well." Lam Thu Han quickly ceremony to join the master swordsman. Suddenly, the school CA hand rubbed the head. "Lam Thu Han, this makes you blush." I carefully warned her, "If only I knew you were lazy. I will punish you." Lam Thu Han quickly replied, "Assured prince, the Lord will not live up to the expectations of the Lord." He looked at the action in front of him, bewildered. This is in the name of the Holy Spirit. But why does it feel so strange? The elders glanced at each other in confusion. Then two people, CA Field and CA Barfield, quickly left from the Nan tribe. The school looked at the sad CA Bar and asked, "Why don't you always hope for the world? It's time to stop talking." CA with a sad look that replied, "CA Bar knows it's hard to get pleasure for the guy. After returning to heaven, the chance to meet the man is less. Now, the Lord has arranged everything. What about me?" She bowed her head anxiously and asked him if he didn't need me anymore. Suddenly, the CA school gave her a soft tap on her forehead. "I said if I didn't need you. Soon, I will cast you down to earth." Normally, the mind is quite intelligent. Why is this so vague? CA blush embarrassed, replied A. CA school turned to walk and ask, "Except this point, you have nothing more to say to me." The CA said, "There is indeed something hidden from the public." When I heard that, the school was surprised. CA then said out everything. Actually, at birth, CA Bar was not like the other kids. It's not just that we understand a lot of things, but I also know in my mind, there is another self. Hearing this, the CA school suddenly stopped. I turned to my sinister face and asked, "You say the soul is finished?" The school turned around and asked the CA, "You say the soul is finished? I guess you can explain it like that." I think about everything. Maybe the momentum of the CA Bar is always growing silently, to the point where our airflow has increased a lot. So I guess that really matches my guess. Then I tried to ask Theo. I see you don't just have another soul. There is also the wisdom of a previous life. Then the memory of another soul. Together with your soul. CA then explained that it should be symbiotic. It's just that there are memories hidden by the fog. It's slowly dissipating. Suddenly, out of her body comes a spirit, just like you. He looked at the soul and continued to speak. After coming to the world, this feeling is stronger. I can't believe, my soul screamed angrily. You idiot, you can't believe this guy. I can't believe you told him our secret. Hearing things like that, CA school immediately pondered the memory. SAO damage, higher power, may encounter serious damage. I can't take the human condition. to transfer the parasite. Become the owner of Kai fortune. Actually, it's not that simple. Just close your eyes and continue talking. I often dream of an ancient battlefield that we're in. It's like a symbolic animal. He was touched by many strange beings. I'm in a dream. The appearance is cruel and cruel, accidentally like a ghost head that destroys everything. CA school teacher quickly put her hands in her hair, comforted. No wonder. He gently stroked his hair with CA bar that reassured. You can't understand for a while, but for your soul. I also understand the difference. Probably finished soul. They have intelligence that's fast. It's hard for people to get. If you can really integrate yourself. You also have a great benefit. Maybe I can help you get to another place. To hear such touching words, CA Bar immediately shed tears and accepted. He tried to take advantage of you, but he tried to take advantage of you. What about the ghost? Why if later the news that I have a ghost is revealed? You can't protect me. He pretended to be gentle to win her heart. Then you say it in front of your eyes, to secure the return of your Kier soul. I should still ask my mother at the temple. If she knew, there will definitely be help for you. CA Bar stand on the side that blush happy. No matter the advice of your soul. Try CA Bar quickly reveals his scheming face. That, even though Sao, the forerunner of Tai Shinto, it's also Tai Maoist. I can be the successor to magic. It's also related to them. I have to take the time to visit my mother. 3 days later, the sky around the residence of the CA is murky. Without any sunlight, back inside your room, there's a strange purple glow. The school is holding a vase in her hand, with a horrible face. I've been bothered to say, since last time, because there are 8 magic tricks, that consumes all the magic in the hand. I can't believe the extra training. I can't believe it's all gone. My day. Suddenly tried to punish CA to show disgust face. Looking at the vase is equally disgusting. It's an effective multiplication trick. Watch out, I'll have to practice a few more later. Then he quickly reclaimed the horrible vase. I have thought about the world for a long time. So much has been arranged. I don't know. Where is that woman's body mate? Suddenly, there's a messenger standing outside. Notice of the absence of the peerless emperor. The king brought the 4 princesses. The owner sent him to the owner to meet them. To hear the transmission, then the school just stood there and said nothing. In the late, Lam Thien and Nuyet Emperor. Glad to welcome each other. Brother Moon. Try to look at the moon without praise. How long has it been? But in Ming, there was not much emperor atmosphere. Yu Ming did not politely reply to her uncle with too much praise. When the queen heard that, she said, "You are so complimented. The moon is not. Then think about your previous life. My father was always strict with me. My father loves me like a daughter. Unfortunately, my father always, with the old school CA, finally contained the ghost before the boundary breakthrough. The VI has been betrayed." She watched the 2 learn to laugh and talk. Finally fell into the VI scattering scene. To fall to the end of a slightly crumbling. With a model. It's finally because it's a disease. There is no medicine yet. She thought that the late CA. How many people did you hurt? Suddenly, there was a lack of communication. The moon was not surprised. The school entered. I quickly greeted my father. Yu Min then slowly turned his head to look. Old school CA. When I see you, I can say that. When she heard that, she looked at him in surprise, without saying a word. Then the Lord said, "CA came at the right time. My husband and I are having a conversation. You and I are not young. Just take Min not for a walk. The queen is also right. Min didn't come before. Not always at the same school. Why is there no enthusiasm today? CA School quickly invited her to Min. Let's go outside. And you open your mouth in agreement. The two of them stood there and watched. You to leave. Then, both of them with faces like old fathers marrying me away, said in unison. These two kids are blinking and growing up. He walked with her outside the entire building. Suddenly, I'm staring at you. This makes Min not wonder. What are you looking at? Is there something on my face? Try to quickly explain. A little while ago, I thought you were dead. Hearing such words made me not think. What did this guy find out? She said CA School. Why do you think so? If you want to get married, just say it. Even if you always hate me. CA tried to answer just by asking. You don't need to believe the truth. But in your heart, you can ask. I thought it was easy for me to lie before. But on the outside, it is sad. I thought you hated me. You don't hold your hand tightly, but regress kissing. Why is it not easy for you? Why do we want to keep the small form before contact with you? Little by little, win your trust. Reduce the prevention of, you slowly swallow you up at last. Suddenly, I look at you and say, I can't find this time. You seem to have changed a lot. This word startled her. What are you talking about? What can I change? You wouldn't have been so gentle with me before. You've been doing something lately. The school said. I was too much for you before. Then, I turned the morning to tame in without laughing. But I won't do that to you anymore. This makes you blush at me. I can barely see you in my heart full of worry. How can he say these words? For a human being like me. He can't possibly know. Maybe he changed his mind. Did you give up that thought very quickly? It's impossible. The devil will not be a saint. Don't be blinded by his lies. Don't forget what the mission is after you're born. Suddenly, I didn't think. Maybe he's looking for me. I finally saw you weren't moving. Then grab him. You asked Min. He gently raised his hand to his forehead and asked Han, what are you? Maybe you're not well, Min replied. You really didn't fool me, did you? I'm so happy. I know that sooner or later you'll be moved. Then tried to chastise CA, hugging her, comforting fool. Why can I fool you? You say that with a cunning face. You're thinking in your head. I don't know what you're hiding. But your performance also tells 800. Half weight with Lin Thien. Now the system hasn't moved. What's the game? I didn't ask the school. Why are you suddenly so kind to me? I asked him why he asked that. You are my future wife. It's not good for you to do it. When you hear that, you cry. The future. Your head is full of hatred. The day before you stabbed me with a sword, did you ever think I was your wife? When I saw you didn't react, I said, okay? Your magic doesn't seem so good. Min replied no, nothing. Then she quickly left and said, I'm sorry, I can't suddenly see my body. There are 7 ceremonies. CA School saw that and was surprised to say nothing. Suddenly, you change your face. He looked at her with cold eyes. The system notification appears. Contact with Kai Min Kai Air Transport, not female emperor born again. Love is like dust, hate the bone marrow. Task content quickly appears. The first task is to collect the prize. Airlift value is 5,000 points. Heaven's reward 25,000 points. The fateful value 5,000 points. The remaining rewards are settled later. The school said it's here. Then quickly select the task. After reading the 2 tasks, CA school chooses the first task. You said even if it's the sum total of the relationship of life. To strengthen my family and unrivaled the dynasty. Is it still the moon itself? Mission value 2. Not the best choice. System panel immediately pops up notification when the owner chooses the first task. Get the support of the system. The fate of the moon has not been revealed. In front of you is a short film. Image of the couple dressed in crimson robes. But then the woman, killed by a cruel blow of the man's sword. My eyes are frozen before me. Thought it turned out to be a parasite. I don't blame Moon. Didn't hear my last words of affection. It was such a big shock. The wedding day was killed by the man I loved. This hatred. In return, AI is difficult to appease. Then he smiled softly, full of meaning, based on what the moon's been through. We can see the mood in that timeline of ours. I'm sure that magic is dominant. We haven't awakened the system and the memories of our past lives. Look at the shadow of your back, going away from CA. Analysis. I can tell you that in her previous life, she loved me very much. But most of our news. Surely she knows too. Even the body is spooky. Maybe she knows too. Now want to gain trust, afraid that it's getting harder. Even today, she discovered I was different from my previous life. Afraid of guessing. Are she and I back together again? If you want to actively bleach, the more black it is. Your eyes become sharp. The corners of the mouth are smudged, an expression that exuded an unpredictable ghost. I want to make her give up her hatred for me now. Just change the other way. Stop next. It's a chess game between spouses. The thought closed. Time goes on into the night, where the commotion gathers. The 2 brothers tried. Lin Tian excitedly spoke up. I have to get drunk today. The emperor replied with a loud laugh when he heard that. Inside is a small banquet table, 2 men across from each other. Have fun sipping wine together. Sitting in the middle is not. The sky looked at her quiet, sad face. I asked Min if, why did the school bully you? When you hear that, explain your hand. My father thought a lot and CA didn't bully me. I just didn't think about it before. So it's a little sad. He closed his eyes and frowned with a reproach. I think this boy is getting too much. That's why you protect it. If the body is finished, it won't keep bullying you. Just mentioned. He appeared and sat down next to her. A soft voice justifies me. Dad was joking. Min is not my future wife. Love is not over. How to rape her. Then subtly grab a piece of fragrant meat. I turned to her and asked her if she. Is it better now? At that time, she felt that her spirit was not right. Why cry again? While you're still surprised. You put food straight into your mouth. She frowned and pleasantly interrogating. I'm going to pretend to be a secret couple. Senior SAO. Keep your mouth shut. I am fine. You don't have to worry about hearing that. It's good to have a soft voice. The night is as long as a few more drinks. The 2 men looked at each other for a long time. Everyone understands the intention. And then they teamed up for a play. He rubbed his forehead with difficulty. I scrubbed new yet brother. I suddenly feel a bit overwhelmed. The king of the moon hurriedly stood up and waved his hand. Old age. The wine is not good. The wine is not good. Then you two just lean on each other and leave. I didn't forget to say a few words. Let's go. Let's go home and rest. Let the two of you eat. CA School closes its eyes and takes a sip of wine. Only Min is not upset, smiling at this guy with your lips. You don't say anything, no matter who's next to you. Slowly stand up too. Step forward a long way. Don't even look back. I just want to expose you. You're all gone. Do you still want to pretend? You are as cold to me as before. Our marriage is not going to change either. That's why you do these things. There's a conspiracy after all. I'm still sitting here, filling a glass of wine. You didn't have that much thought before. I don't know in half a year. Why did you change into what you are today? Hold the glass of wine close to your mouth, eyes as if to pierce through. The enemy's mind, or is your previous weakness all false? If that's the case, then you're a trick too. I hear the whole word. Her eyes were full of doubt. There's no answer. He doesn't know my heart. Maybe he wasn't born with me. So today's scrutiny of the late CA School is all about looking out. What have we changed lately? If that's true, it seems that we are in a hurry. When you think about it, you blame yourself. Nuyet Min is not at SAO. Whenever I face the CA, you can't calm down either. When you're standing motionless in place, there's a lot of pressure coming from behind. Realize the strangeness. You immediately start being careful. Check what's going on. Then her eyes widened and her pupils constricted in panic. A hand as fast as a chop comes. Fortunately, Min did not react quickly, completely stop that move. The VA touch of two powerful magical forces make everything around you shake endlessly. Before that irony, she was careful. He smiled very happily. As if that's normal. The plates of food that are placed right on the table. That's why it fell apart on the ground. From the electricity, every strong wind blows out like a storm. I thought it was about to land. He directed his piercing eyes at her. Smiling mouth full of cunning top scenery. You are hiding your fiancé. I have a lot of stuff here. The words pierced her black heart. So you can't say anything. They only show an unsightly face. Ko have. Then suddenly, I held her hand. I have no intention of letting go. Use strong pull on your side. Whether you want to or not. Finally, you can directly embrace Min, not in your heart. To create a love scene. If the AI does not understand the love will almost praise. You're dragged to bewilderment. Frown furiously yelling loudly trying to chastise CA. What are you doing? Let me go. I face your explosion. Just calmly replied. Min is not here now. You're not ready to say it all. She definitely pushed him back and forth. If you have looked out, then we don't have to pretend. Using hateful eyes and a strong voice. No love to respond. Not in my previous form. It's because of you that you deliberately pretend. But we find out instead of making it hard for us. Waste your energy to master the character of the action. A man with a heart of stone. A little less energy makes you stronger. She looked straight ahead. Use the words you used to say to make fun of you, even if it is your own power. That's fundamental to the outside world, not SAO. In your heart, secretly gloating. This is what you told me. CA School sees that look. Smiling without thinking wrong. I've learned how to improvise. He was as quiet as not questioning her. How do you know I won't be touched by others? I can't believe I'm like this in your heart. Slowly, he moved closer to his words. But